Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at a new buffed Civil Warrior. Now his buff does look quite interesting, and I'm quite excited for this one too. The only one that looks overall quite inconsequential is Massacre buff, which I will not be covering in a video, but Civil Warrior buff definitely is worth talking about. Right, so the base idea about the guy is now he will have access to quite a large amount of furies, which could potentially have huge amounts of damage. Now, there is a downside to his buff, and they have actually taken away one of his abilities. They are, again, kind of similarly like they are doing with Hood, stripping away some of his utility for damage. And the amount of utility that they are taking away from him is that he used to reduce opponents' ability accuracy by opponents' offensive ability accuracy, I believe, by 15% for each armor buff that you had. And that ability is no longer there. Now, he still reduces their bleed and poison potency or ability accuracy per 25% per armor buff, but the generic ability accuracy reduction is no longer there. But let's go over everything that he has right now and compare basically to what he used to do. Renders him immune to nullify and stagger effects. That's new and that's quite cool. That definitely can come in handy, especially considering that he's going to be stacking a huge amount of buffs and debuffs. It's not the most needed ability, but it will enable him to be viable for specific fights. In addition, there is another interesting byproduct of this, because he will be immune to Pilfer regeneration nodes, and he will be immune to Buffet, which definitely already kind of adds to his value. Right. For each armor buff active on Civil Warrior, reduce opponents' bleed and poison ability accuracy by 25%. Fair enough. Personal armor buffs. Unless otherwise stated, Civil Warriors armor buffs provide 233 armor rating and last 11 seconds. They do last, I believe, now somewhat longer than they did before, but 233 armor rating is not the biggest thing. All attacks. Every fifth basic attack that either champion throws, 100% chance to grant one armor buff. So that's good. That takes the randomness out of the factor, and you know that for every full combo you land, you get an armor buff. Now here's the trick. Dash and hold back for block. Dash back and hold block for 1.2 seconds. Converts all armor buffs into fury buffs, with each providing 276 attack rating for 12 seconds. These fury buffs have a max stack of 50 and are refreshed each time armor buff is converted this way. So you can get 50 furies. Here's the problem with that. The fury is 276. 276 for a 565 is a pathetic fury. It really is. What's the best way to put it? So if you gain 10 of these, you gain 2,700 attack. At that point, max 5 star, it's hardly above 2,300 that he starts off with. That means these furies will obviously add up to his damage. But I'm a bit skeptical to how high they will go, because we have seen definitely significantly bigger furies. Now, the fact that we can get to 50 of them is quite exciting, though, and is definitely something worth keeping in mind, because if you get 50 of these furies, so that would be, what, 10,000 attack increase, which is quite big. So once you have finally finished ramping him up, and I do not currently know how long it will take, he will hit hard, definitely. And yeah, main question is how long will the ramp up take? Now we have heavy attacks. 100% chance to inflict 10-second heal block debuff, preventing this target from recovering health. Now it used to be 3 seconds and converted into 10 seconds if you hit a special attack whilst opponents are heal blocked. So this is much better, and he's very effective heal block option, much more so even than he was before now. Special attacks when launched, pause all armor buffs for 20 seconds. On hit, pause all heal block debuffs for 6 seconds. Now the 20-second pause is massive. That is absolutely huge. That will give you loads of time to dash back and convert them into furies. It's a very big thing, so you're gonna have more than enough time. The only thing that you will have to worry about here with those furies is the 12-second furies themselves, because you will have to do this once every 12 seconds, otherwise your armor-ups will expire. But there we go. 20-second pause is definitely huge. Now we have special attack 1, like before, gain 4 armor buffs, fair enough. Special attack 2, 100% to power drain 2 bars of power, dealing direct damage proportional to the amount of power lost. Don't think he used to do that, I think he just used power drain. But hey, fair enough, man. If he deals some extra damage on level 2, that's good, why not? Then there's special 3 overload. The opponent is passively power locked during this attack, so you can launch it at any time. Super, super useful. Because quite often you do need to manage opponent's power quite well before you drop like a big combo piece or a big special. This means opponent can be like a slither away from level 3, you drop your level 3 and they are power locked. Or even if you push opponent to 3 bars of power, you can use this because you have 100% chance to inflict power drain, removing 1 bar of power. If the target is reduced to 0 power, they also receive power lock debuff for 14 seconds, preventing them from gaining power. Now, 14 seconds, once again, is quite a long time, and that should ultimately be your goal. Yes, you can use special 3 if opponent is already at level 3 and you're going to bring them down to 2 bars of power, but ideally you want to launch this attack whilst they are under 1 bar of power, and then you power lock them for 14 seconds. Here is the cool thing. If anybody remembers any of my Civil Warrior gameplay, the best thing about Civil Warrior was the way his animation works. Because you can chain into level 2 from a heavy attack, and you can chain a heavy attack directly to his level 2. If you add in a 14-second power lock after this, then you should be able to do insane amounts of damage, and potentially in 14 seconds well, that would be the idea, where you drop a level 3, you power lock opponent for 14 seconds, you start spamming heavy attacks against the wall up until you build yourself up to 2 bars of power and drop a massive level 2, power drain them further, and you can go for more heavy attack spam. Now, the only problem there, obviously, is at some point you want to dash back and hold block for 1.2 seconds to convert the armor buffs and so on and so forth. So it's going to be interesting to see how his new set ties in with that extremely smooth and awesome rotation that he used to have. And then he has signature ability. Civil Warrior begins the fight with 2 indefinite armor buffs. Cool, that's useful. That will help him ramp up quicker as well. That's basically 3 quick furies. And blocking during opponent's special attack inflicts them with a passive weakness, reducing their attack rating by 60%. This is also true if Civil Warrior is blocking prior to special attack 3. And this is quite huge, actually, because all of that armor combined with 60% attack reduction could make him really, really, really tanky. And that is his buff. I don't think there's anything particularly new in the synergy department, so that is it. So what do you think? I'm interested. He had a good kit. He always had a good kit. The problem was always the abysmal amount of damage. It was really one of the weakest hitters in the game. And I think those Fury buffs are kind of decently good mechanic. Again, I'm a bit worried how consistently or every 12 seconds dashing back and holding block will work out for this guy. But I'm intrigued. I'm definitely looking forward to trying this guy out, because even previously I actually liked using this guy. The only problem was always the damage. I obviously do not like the fact that they took away his ability accuracy reduction, because if he still would have that, then he potentially could move towards the top of tech class. Think about it. Shut down opponent's abilities, shut down their power, heal block them. Perfect tech champion. Especially if his damage holds up. Now, unfortunately, since he doesn't do that anymore, I still think he's going to be a good champion. I still think he's going to be a good addition to the contest. But I do not have as high hopes for him anymore, because Kabam chose to take away something that was fundamentally extremely important to his kit. All that being considered, I still think he will be a good champion. I think he's definitely going to be a much better champion than he was. And I am very happy and grateful for his buff. Let me know what you guys think. Which one do you like more, Hood, Civil Warrior, or Angela? at least on the paper. But that is it for me now, and I'm gonna catch you guys soon. See ya. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about